Good morning, second graders. Are we ready for reading this week? So I want to do 2 pages with you today. We can do it, 2 pages, and then you have 2 workbook pages. But then that you'll have that and one other video, and that's it for this week for reading. Pretty easy. So turn into your books with me to page 171. 171. Remember, we've been reading about Kate the kangaroo and her not doing what she's supposed to be doing, and then things happen, and we're hoping that she learns a lesson through all this, right? So last time we met here, Kate was supposed to be gathering tar, right, for their roof to fix it. But she saw this really nice shady tree and decided to take a nap. Uh-oh, right? Dad and Kit were up on the roof and they were fixing it and they ran out of tar. And then it started to what? It started to rain. You're right. Very good. And Kate woke up and she realized what happened and she came home and what happened? They weren't very happy, huh? And it had started to rain. Oh dear. Okay, so not good. She had forgot to help her mom. Remember, she forgot to shell the peas that her mom wanted, and she didn't fill the water pitcher that was sitting on the counter. I knew there was something else, right? Very good. So she didn't do that. So the last picture on page 170, she's walking in and her head's down. She feels very sad and ashamed and maybe upset with herself because she didn't do what she was supposed to be doing. So let's turn to page 171 and let's take a look at this picture. And she went into her room, remember, and they had just stopped tarring and fixing stuff before they got to the section of the roof where Kate's room is. So let's see what's going to happen. I want you to get out your finger and follow along with me and see. We're going to read together, okay? Kate sat down to think. Plop, plop, plop. Water was dripping into her room. Raindrops were dripping on her head. Oh dear. Raindrops were dripping on her bed. Raindrops were dripping on her books. She looked down and saw a puddle of raindrops at her feet. How do you think Kate feels? She has to feel terrible and ashamed that she didn't do what she was supposed to do. Notice the plop, plop, plop. Pretty cool. That's how raindrops sound, right? Plop, plop, plop. And then I wanted you to notice the word raindrops was repeated a lot. Remember, that's our compound word, and then there's more than one. So they smooshed the 2 words together, and then because there was more than one, they added that S on the end. Okay, let's read the second paragraph together. Kate hopped into the living room. "It is raining in my room," she said. "The roof above my room does not have tar on it." Almost like she's upset with them. What? She's the one that didn't get the tar in time, huh? But if she would have, think about it, if she would have did what she was supposed to do, would this be happening? No, because they would have had time to tar it. She would have had the tar and would have had it done before it started to rain. Think about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn to the next page, 172, and let's read this one together. Let's find out what else has happened. "I'm sorry, Kate. I ran out of tar when you did not bring me your bucket," Dad said. "Stay here in the living room and you will not get wet." Kate sat and thought. Her nose quivered sadly. The rain came down harder and harder. Dad and Mom went to sleep. Even Kit fell asleep, but Kate could not rest. Something was bothering her. There's our words, quivered and bothering. She had not taken her bundle of grass to Dad. She had not brought the tar to the house. She had not cleaned the kitchen. She had not finished any of her jobs. "I never finish what I start," Kate said sadly. "And sometimes I don't even start the jobs that I should do." Any of you have her problem? Mrs. Connor likes to start a lot of things and then not finish, and then that stresses me out. And I really have to be working on that, saying no. And I always pray to God to order my steps so that I prioritize and do this one first the whole way through. And I'm getting better, but I tend to do that. Okay, so Kate, she definitely feels sad. And I think she's starting to learn her lesson that she needs to complete tasks and do what she's told, right? Yeah. And we ran into our words, quivered. Remember we talked about that last week. And then bothering. Okay, so she's starting to realize she hasn't done this, she hasn't done this, she hasn't done that. So I wonder what's going to happen next. We'll have to wait and see. So I don't think you will need, and I don't have a workbook at home, so forgive me. I don't think you'll need your book as a reference, but you can always keep it open just in case. You are going to do workbook pages 73 and 74. We're at that stopping point before the next section, and there's always a couple workbook pages. Go ahead and turn with me to those pages. I'm going to at least go through the directions with you, and then I know Mom and Dad will probably help you too, and that's all right. That's perfect. So page 73, they want you to read the sentences and write where each thing happened in the story. So you have a picture of a roof, the kitchen, the bedroom, and the path where she was walking there. So you're going to read the sentences 1 through 6 and then tell me what happened. So let's do number 1 together. Mom baked muffins and Dad read the newspaper. And where did that happen? Did it happen inside or outside? And if it happened inside, what room did it happen? I think you know that one. That's a pretty easy one. I'll let you do the rest on your own, and we're going to swing down here to the next page. Well, I am. And you're going to just turn the page or look. Now, this is our, more like our phonics page. Remember in spelling, you guys had done contractions, and we did a little tiny lesson on it, and I know it was stressful because you were like, I don't know. And the little apostrophe, remember, it was replacing a letter or letters to shorten the word. Excuse me. So at the top, in the little box at the top of page 74, it gives you that definition of contraction again. And that little box is always like your little hint, your little key for that worksheet in particular. So let's review. A contraction is a short way of writing down 2 words. When the contraction is written, 1 or more letters are left out. And an apostrophe is used to show where the letters are left out. And they give you an example. I am. And it is written as a contraction as I'm. And that little apostrophe replaced the A. So in section A, they want you to circle the letters that were left out to make the contraction. So let's do number 1 together. So if the contraction is I'll go to the store, and the words in the blue box say I will go to the store, what letters did they leave out? They left out the W and the I, and they put that apostrophe in there. So circle W-I. Okay? Very good. You're going to do 2, 3, and 4 on your own, or with some help. That's okay. And then section B, they want you to use a contraction from above to complete each sentence. So the contractions you are seeing in the first section, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'll, I'd, I'm, and I've, you're going to use in 5 through 10. Are some going to be repeated more than once? Probably. You're right. Let's do number 5 together. Someday, blank going to drive my own car. So the best way, and remember Mrs. Connors told you this, the best way is to try each one to see which one fits the best. The first one's going to be easy because it's the very first one. Someday, or I'm sorry, it's the third one. I must be looking at the wrong number. Someday I'll going to drive my own car. Now let's go back and read that again. Someday I will going to drive my own car. No, there's something in there that doesn't sound right. So that's not going to work. So let's try the second one. Someday I'd going to drive my own car. Someday I would going to... No, that doesn't even make any sense. Okay, let's try the third one. Someday I'm going to drive my own car. And a way to check it is to put the two words in there. Someday I am going to drive my own car. Yes, that one works. If you said that, you're right. And it makes sense. And yes, someday you will drive your own car. Okay? Very good. Go ahead and do the rest of the page. And I have a little attachment. You can send them when you're done. They're due Friday. No rush. See you again soon.